Hello, YouTube. It's me once again, John Avenger, and I'm going to review another summer movie. This is a movie that got bitched about, and it came out in August of 2004. I like the film. I think it's the best of the series, and there were a lot of sequels. Well, there were like at least three. And I like this even more than the first one, and that is Anacondas, The Hunt for the Blood Orchid, A Slithering Good Time. It's a standalone sequel to the first Anaconda, which I did not care about. Mainly because of J Lo and because the movie's really silly. It has decent effects, decent action, but J Lo really brings the movie down for me. But this one doesn't have her, which is great. It has a much better cast with some of the actors here. It's got a better lead. It's got Johnny Messner as the lead. Bill Johnson. He has a very manly voice, and you have Sally Richardson Whitfield. She's the black girl in the movie. She's right here. You got Morris Chestnut. You've seen him in a lot of films. He's always a very recognizable actor, really good, dependable. You have Matthew Marsden. He's the British guy. Spoiler alert, he's one of the villains in the movie, besides the snakes. You got Katie Strickland. She's the blonde chick here with the southern accent from Georgia. You have Nicholas Gonzalez. He was in episodes of Arrow. I mean, not Arrow, The Flash. He was Cisco's older brother who dies thanks to Barry, but I'm not going to get to that. That's just the actor that plays him. You have Carl Yoon, he's the Asian guy, and you have Eugene Bird, another actor from a DC show. Two actors from a DC show. You got that was one was a guest star, and the other is Eugene Bird, who played the brother of Diggle's character in Arrow. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I like this movie. I know this movie gets shit on by every critic. It's a 4.6 on IMDb. It does not deserve that. I've seen worse movies, like Suicide Squad gets a higher rating than this. That movie is shit from top to bottom, except for Will Smith. And this movie has a good director, Dwight H. Little. The guy directed Halloween 4 and Rapid Fire with Brandon Lee. Rest his soul. Awesome director. I really like the way he shoots a movie. You know, he directs the actors very well. The film has a decent, budget. I mean, the film has, I don't know if the same budget or a lower budget than the first one, but I like the CG snakes. There's some practical effects there. I don't think it looks like a Sci-Fi Channel movie. It makes me laugh. I like the characters. I think this is a very fun movie. Like, it was very misunderstood. Getting a ton of Razzies? No. Fuck you. This movie's not that bad. I've seen way worse. Like I said, this movie gets Razzies, yet there were movies that Tammy, I don't think got a Razzie. Dragon Ball Evolution, that didn't get a Razzie, and my friend Tevya hates that movie. He does, yeah, he should, because that movie is shit. Uh, like I said, Suicide Squad, that didn't get any Razzies. There's movies that deserve Razzies, and this one didn't. I'm sorry. I think it's a well done movie. It's a standalone sequel. It mentions the first one briefly, but it has a different story. Basically, these scientists and these explorers are going on an expedition to Borneo where they find a flower that has like the Fountain of Youth, kind of like in Pirates 4, which I know my friend hates that movie, but that's basically the same premise. If they're trying to find, well, in that movie, it's a cup with the Fountain of Youth that they drink and they supposed to get younger. Here, it's a flower that can expand cellular life, which I think is an interesting premise. This did it before Pirates 4, and I think it's a much shorter movie than Pirates 4. It is. It's only 97 minutes. You don't have to go for over 2 hours to get to the point. Here, it does. I like the cast for the most part, except for Matthew Marsden's not really that intimidating. If you don't know who he is, he was in Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, and he was the soldier. He was a schoolboy in Rambo 4, so that's where you'll probably recognize him from. But the film has a sense of humor. I like Johnny Messner is a total badass. I love his voice. He's a very commanding actor. The film's location in the jungle is really well done. Yeah, there's some tension, but these people act human. They don't act like zombies. When something goes wrong, Nicholas Gonzalez is the first one to die in the movie. The Spanish guy. It's basically a horror cliche. The first person usually to die in a horror film is either someone ethnic, either Asian or black or Hispanic or Arabic or Indian, whatever. I was fine with it. It didn't bother me because it's a fun movie despite that. There's a little monkey named Kong. It's very cute. That's a nice nod to King Kong, which Kong came out this year. That's another movie that got mixed reviews. Some people liked it, some people didn't. But I want to check it out, Kong Skull Island. But this movie, A lot of fun. If you shut your brain off and you want to enjoy a movie with some popcorn and you know what, I want to watch this again in August. So just I love this. I really enjoy this movie. I think it's very underrated. It got shit on at the by the freaking critics, getting a ton of hate that it didn't deserve. Anacondas is a wild adventure. Bill Bean, St. Louis American. At least some critics actually did like the movie. This critic, Slithering Good Time, Steve Chupnik from WBFF TV Fox. I agree with him. It is fun. I watched this. The first time I watched this movie was not even in the theater. I saw this on my PSP back in 2008. A PSP, a game system that Sony made that has a screen like smaller than a Game Boy, like really small, like 6 inches. And I saw the movie and I had a great time. I used to watch it on the bus and everything. I'm like, this is a fun movie. I like this movie. This movie got shit on. Why? It's fun. It's not 2 hours long. I get the point. I get the characters. It's funny. It has a really good budget. For the budget they had, it's not just horrible CGI. There's some decent CG of the snakes. Yeah, it's not as bloody as the first one. Like, the first one had more blood. This one is a little tamer, but it's PG-13, just like the original. But other than that, there's some people that get hurt in the movie. It's not like there's any superheroes in this movie. The black guy gets to save the day at the end. Not Morris Chestnut, Eugene Bird. He gets to shoot a freaking flare into a shark, into a snake's mouth. Awesome. When the snake attacks, you can actually see it. So Dwight H. Little knows how to show the creatures without showing too much. And like I said, it's a real jungle. It's not CGI. It's real. It feels more authentic. And you feel like these people are in danger. It has some tension in the movie. It's not just jump scares. It actually has the snakes going after these people, and you hear the it's like, and snakes are scary as all hell, man. Real snakes this big will scare the shit out of me. Like a snake that's like 4 feet long would be scary. A snake that's like 30 feet long or bigger, that is freaking scary, dude. I think they're scarier than sharks because snakes are huge and they can squeeze the life out of you. A shark can't go on land, but a snake can. And the anaconda is the biggest snake in the world, and it's scary. I would never go into the jungle and look for anything, especially in territory where snakes are mating. It's basically mating season for them. That's why there's so many of them. There was supposed to be like one or two, but there's like a bunch of them in a pit where they're mating in a mating bowl right near where the flowers are. And I know this movie by detail because I've seen it so many times, and I have fun with it. It's not a terrible movie. It's a fun popcorn flick. It came out in late August. It counts. It was summer. It was late summer, and people didn't have much to watch, and it made a little bit of money, so that's not so bad. The other sequels are direct-to-video stuff or TV movies, whatever. Anacondas 3 and 4, which I also have, but I'm probably not going to review them now. But this one, I think, is the best of the sequels. It's got a decent cast, good freaking, decent effects, a good story, a fun premise. It has some special features on the back of the DVD. I think it was people just wanted to shit on it because they hated the Anaconda movie with Ice Cube and with J-Lo and John Voight with a terrible Spanish accent. Here, there's none of that. And I'm glad. It went in a new direction. It's not a copy of the first one. It does its own thing. And unlike Jason Bourne, I wasn't bored to death. This movie is 97 minutes. It goes by quick. I have a smile on my face every time I watch it. People that are actually putting a performance. There's no Razzie nomination performances here. There's none of that. I've seen way worse. This came out the same year as Catwoman. That movie is an abomination. That movie is horribly acted, and it's laughable. This I can watch. This is fun. This is my kind of a movie. It's a monster movie with snakes. We've seen that, but it does its own thing. And the premise is interesting. It's got a really good cast, and not everybody dies at the end. So take that, Rogue One. Why would you ever want to kill all your characters away? Kill them all. Why? It doesn't add suspense. It's just stupid. Here, what you see is what you get. And with this movie, I was very entertained. That's my main deal why I enjoy this movie, and the critics were wrong on this one. It's fun. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend this instead of the first one, because you could see this and not ever see the first one, and you get a better experience. Because the first one, I like Ice Cube. I like some of the action. The snake is pretty cool, but J-Lo is so painfully bad in almost everything she does, except for Ants, which is the only movie she did that was any good. But she also did voice work for in Ice Age 4, and she's terrible in that. And I just don't like looking at her. Here, I like Sally Richardson, Whitfield. I like Katie Strickland. And they're not damsels in distress all the time. They actually do stuff in the movie. Katie Strickland, I'm going to say one more thing about this movie. She takes a freaking machete and cuts a snake's freaking head off. How badass is that? I would never see freaking Daisy Ridley ever do that. You're going to cut CGI. It's going to be a stunt double. I don't buy you. You cannot use a freaking machete to save your soul. You have to use someone else's lightsaber. So take this and shove it, Daisy Ridley. You're not even as sexy as these two women or any other women in these franchise films. They're better than you. Even J-Lo. She's horrible. She's a horrible actress, but she at least has a nice ass. I can at least say that. But you, no. I would never buy a film like this if it had her in it, in fighting snakes or anything else. Bears or freaking jungle animals like lions and tigers, whatever. I rest my case. I like Anaconda, The Hunt for the Blood Orchid. Fun movie. Definitely a step up for me from the first one. And it has a more likable cast, and I enjoy it for what it is. For a summer movie that got bashed, I don't bash it because I had fun. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. It'll probably say July 4th on this video, but I'm recording it July 5th because it's already past 12 o'clock, so technically it's July 5th. Thanks for watching my videos. I really appreciate you guys. You know, I do these videos for you guys because my subscribers, my fans, the people that give me a thumbs up and a nice comment, not the spammers out there, no. But, you know, I'm doing this for you guys. You guys need entertainment because, you know, the weather's been really hot. And there's not, you know, the next movie coming out is that one. Tomorrow night, I'm seeing Spidey in the theater again. Can't wait. I'm so pumped. After seeing Civil War again, I'm like, he's one of the best things in that movie. I love that movie to death. And I like this movie too. What it does a lot of things right. Considering, are there problems? Yes, like I said, the villain kind of sucks. And if it was R, I think it would have been more, people would have been more interested in it. But it's still fun on either way. Anyway, so thanks guys for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next review.